In the shimmering skyline of Dubai, 2021 began like a scene from a high-stakes tech thriller. Inside a sleek conference room perched high above the Persian Gulf, a live video call connected some of Microsoft's top executives to a charismatic entrepreneur named Sai, the founder of a startup called Builder AI. On the giant screen, Dujal introduced Natasha, an advanced voice assistant he claimed could revolutionize the world of app development. His pitch was nothing short of astonishing. Imagine creating an entire mobile application from concepts to completion of coding. No developers, just by describing your idea aloud. With poised confidence, Dujal spoke of an AI so powerful it could automate every step of the process, transforming human language into functional software in minutes. On paper, it was the holy grail of the tech industry, a dream every business leader wanted to believe in. The Microsoft team was so impressed that within minutes, they verbally committed to investing tens of millions of dollars into Builder AI's vision. But while the investors were dazzled by the promise of automation, the reality behind the curtain was strikingly different. Thousands of miles away, in crowded offices across India, over 700 real human developers were writing every line of code manually. Project managers juggled timelines, freelancers stitched together features, and teams worked tirelessly. Yet, all of this labor was hidden beneath the illusion that an artificial intelligence named Natasha was doing the work. The truth, not a single line of code was being generated automatically. What the world saw as cutting-edge AI was, in fact, an elaborate stage play. This deception had been years in the making. Back in 2016, in London, Dujal first unveiled his brainchild, then called Engineer AI, at a modest startup conference. His pitch was magnetic. Even those with no technical skills could build complex apps instantly, thanks to AI. The presentation painted a picture of a future without developers, without delays, without limitations, just a voice command and a create button. Investors loved it. The applause was loud, and the seed of a multi-million-dollar empire was planted. But behind the visionary frontman was another key player, Sareb, connected to the powerful Indian Videocon Group, a conglomerate that would later face its own multi-hundred-million-dollar banking scandal. Together, they rebranded the company as Builder AI, positioning it as a global leader in the no-code revolution. The centerpiece of this brand was Natasha, the supposedly autonomous voice-enabled assistant that could build apps on demand. Public demonstrations were flawless. A user would speak their requirements, Natasha's voice would confirm, and on-screen lines of code would appear as if generated by magic. But in reality, these demos were heavily scripted. Every automated build request was quietly rerouted to human developers in India, who manually produced the software over weeks or months. To cement their reputation, the founders deployed a PR strategy that blurred the lines between marketing and fabrication. Glowing customer reviews, many written by the company's own employees, spoke of Natasha's speed and accuracy. Logos of major brands were showcased as clients, though some had never even heard of Builder AI. It was a masterclass in perception management, and the gamble worked. By 2019, Builder AI was on prestigious lists of the most promising AI companies, attracting a growing number of clients and high-profile investors. But then, cracks began to show. A Wall Street Journal investigation raised an uncomfortable question. Was Builder AI truly powered by artificial intelligence at all? The article suggested the technology was smoke and mirrors, relying entirely on human coders. Dujal fired back publicly, calling the report misleading and claiming AI was in active development but still required human oversight. His confident denials bought him time, and the illusion of Natasha continued to thrive. In 2020, the company's profile exploded. Dujal appeared in interviews, conferences, and magazine covers, speaking about Natasha's power to democratize software creation. Investors, fearing they might miss the next tech gold rush, poured in capital. Microsoft, SoftBank, Inside Partners, and the Qatar Investment Authority all joined the funding frenzy. In just 3 years, Builder AI raised an eye-watering $445 million. The momentum seemed unstoppable. And in 2023, Dojo was crowned UK Entrepreneur of the Year by Ernst & Young, a title that further solidified his credibility. But inside the company, reality remained unchanged. No revolutionary AI breakthroughs, no automated code, just an army of human workers executing orders manually. In 2024, the story reached its breaking point. Google publicly announced $220 million in revenue, a figure that impressed media outlets and reassured investors. But leaked internal documents told a different story. Real revenue was closer to $55 million. Many projects were incomplete, some entirely fictitious, and a disturbing number of clients had received nothing more than proposals and promises. As whispers of financial manipulation grew louder, the narrative shifted. Reports suggested that while Builder AI was marketed as a tech disruptor, it was in fact a high-stakes performance and AI whitewash designed to lure capital. Despite the mounting pressure, the company continued to spend lavishly. Millions went into glossy marketing campaigns, exclusive tech events, and Google's personal branding. The Financial Times later reported that a portion of investor funds had been used for first-class travel, luxury hotels, high-profile media contracts, and extravagant corporate parties in Dubai. By late 2024, Builder AI was struggling to meet orders, and the gap between its public image and operational reality became impossible to ignore. The situation took a darker turn when Indian media began connecting Sarab to the Videocon banking scandal allegations of fraudulent loans totaling over $400 million. Although Builder AI claimed Dutt had no formal role in the company, the association damaged its credibility. Concerned, Viola Credit wanted Builder AI's primary fund, but when investors demanded transparency, they were met with curated PR documents instead of financial clarity. In January 2025, Viola Credit froze $37 million in funding, citing concerns over financial instability and possible misrepresentation. By then, Builder AI's accounts had dwindled to a mere $5 million, an alarming fall for a company once valued in the hundreds of millions. Clients began demanding refunds, contractors threatened lawsuits, and the once celebrated tech darling was crumbling. In February, Dojo resigned from his role, publicly claiming he wanted to focus on strategic direction. But insiders knew he was evading mounting investor backlash and potential legal action. A former Amazon executive was brought in to stabilize the company, but it was too late. Employees left in waves, customers canceled en masse, and by April 2025, the collapse was irreversible. That same month, Indian authorities issued arrest warrants for both Dojo and Dutt, accusing them of financial misconduct and money laundering linked to the Videocon case. International media outlets, from the Financial Times to TechCrunch, published damning reports, including leaked internal records showing millions in unexplained transfers to offshore accounts. The two founders were last spotted in the UAE, but soon vanished entirely from public life. By May 2025, Builder AI filed for bankruptcy, its assets frozen, its reputation destroyed. Thousands of customers were left without their promised products or any compensation. The dream of Natasha had been nothing more than a carefully orchestrated illusion, age-old tale of capital and ambition, disguised as a breakthrough in artificial intelligence. In the end, the collapse left behind $1.5 billion in losses, a trail of shattered trust, and a cautionary lesson for an industry too eager to believe in miracles.